if you're a bookkeeping business, then what you want to do is say, as we're going through this, is try to say, what kind of clients do I want to specialize in and pick up on? And where can I have a competitive advantage? Do I want to try to make everything as seamless as possible? So I am automating everything, in which case I might want to avoid having to track invoices, for example, and the accounts payable, those types of businesses that have those requirements, and look for businesses that it's going to be easy for me to streamline. Do I want to specialize and deal with inventory? How exactly am I going to do that as we go through this process? What am I going to do with the payroll? Do I want to deal with clients that have payroll? Do I want to be a specialist of doing the payroll, buying the payroll, doing it within QuickBooks? Do I rather want to work with a third party that does payroll so that I can basically still be in a cash-based system, work with them to do payroll, and then someone else to do the accounting? It's also useful just to think of your bookkeeping network. If you want to automate things, then what you really would like to have is at least a network of you and a CPA firm or tax preparer, so that you can achieve your objective of communicating with the customers and making things as unintrusive in the accounting department as possible as you create the financial statements, and then work with the tax preparer that knows your system so that they can do the adjusting entries at year end to create the financial statements and or tax return, and then possibly also have a network with the payroll people if you want them to do the payroll, once again allowing you to be on a more automated cash-based system, and then integrating what you're doing with the outside payroll department so that you could just enter the data with the bank feeds even, and then work with the CPA firm to shore everything up with the reports generated by the payroll department for external reporting and taxes. So we'll touch on all of these things basically as we look at each of these forms. We're going to look at basically each of these forms by cycle, and then and then how they impact the financial statements, how bank feeds might impact them, and then again in the second half of the course we will construct our financial statements from a new company, building it out from scratch, creating a new company file, making the list, chart of accounts, customer list, vendor list, product list, and then actually doing data input for all of these cycles for 2 months of operations, doing the bank reconciliations and adjusting entries. And so that we will imagine both the setup, the setup process, the data input process, and then what might be done for the adjusting process by either ourselves or a tax firm as well.